A lot of people pointed out something good with my video yesterday. And that was that a lot of people wanted it to cost 3 coins instead of 1. And they were wondering, like, why why does it cost 1? Why not just hand it in the book and get 1? Because I'm picturing that the coins become something that you trade with other hermits. But I like the idea of it costing 3 to get one of these items because of the fact that one mission is kind of simple, can be very quick. It could cost 2. Yeah, 2 is another good number. So maybe I should build a system that handles that. 3, it's good. It will keep the hermits busy. I mean, remember though, one thing that I don't want to forget is that the base idea of Mission Possible is to have a bit of fun, like have a laugh, give hermits a reason to do something other than just building their base. Which, you know, I don't want to take away from people building their base. I know how many people enjoy watching that, but it can be, sometimes it can be nice to have something where you don't have to be creative, and that's kind of what this is about, right? I've done one of these shop modules before. I think the last time I did it though was Mobile Lisa 1 in season 4 of Hermitcraft. I think that's the last time I've done a module that takes more than 1 to open. So check this out. If I simply, I'm gonna do this for now. If I simply add a delay here, that means that the filter items, it's gonna take more filter items out every time, and it's going to require more of them for it to trigger. Okay, so this costs 2. And so if one hermit comes in and puts 1 in, nothing is going to happen. But then the next hermit can put 1 in and then get paid because there was 1 backlogged. Now, what happens if I submit like many? There's no protection for that here. There's no protection at all. That's actually a problem because I have to fit in something. That's actually a problem. A transaction needs to lock any further any future transactions until the thing is done. I think the correct way to do this is actually not to do the delay. Is actually having a second module that's the payment, and this is just the filter, and not mix the two. I think that's actually, like I said this is a very hacky solution, and I wasn't wrong. Like, this is a hacky solution. But I think the correct solution, because of like people putting 11 coins in, has to be an actual counter for this stuff, you know? So we just need to invent a counter. When the counter hits the target, lock the counter, let it backlog. Yeah, this is not going to be easy. It's not impossible, but this is not going to be easy. This is something I'm going to need to think about. I'm going to need to find something that can hold the right amount of weight with a comparator. I'm going to need something that has a redstone correspondent here. When this hits 2, but not on 1. Yeah, but I'm gonna have to let exactly 2. I suppose I could use. Yeah. You're right. I could. Okay. Here's. I'm cooking. I suppose I could use a timer. Yeah. I could use a timer. So a hopper will always let through 1 item per tick. But you can't compare 1 item, right? Or you can if you're pushing it to the side, if it's not sucking. Yeah, okay. We could do something like this, where if this has any item in it, this is the old school way. I remember doing this for farms and stuff back before you could do elevators. Do you guys remember when you had to do the elevators, the V-shaped, like before observers, when you had to do the torch tower elevators and you had to time the droppers? So like if I do this, I would be allowing through exactly 2, but nothing more. And then when that transaction is done, I would be allowing 2 and nothing more. Because I have a 2-tick delay on my repeater, and every item moves at the speed of 1 tick. So like once the transaction is done, allow through more coins. But then the problem is this. The problem is here, like what happens now? Well, now I'm just frozen here. So if someone puts in an uneven amount, it breaks the system. Because this only works if we have a constant flow of items. Which means that I would need an active signal here. I would need like a dropper. Yeah, I would need to pulse a dropper twice with every transaction instead. So if I have a dropper here, with the input to the dropper here, and once the transaction is done, I pulse it exactly twice, then that's still gonna ruin it if I have an uneven amount of coins. Now in this case, you would always pay 3 and get 2 shots. Like I could make it hold here. I could make it hold until the transaction is completed, but I can't control how many items are in the dropper at that time. Unless I can. Unless I can. So let's say that I pay with 5. No, because the first one is never going to get through right now. Would the autocraft work with the comparative? My problem isn't that. The smallest read you can get, the most accurate read you can get is in a hopper because it only has 5 inventory spots and everything is divisible by 15. If you get comparators, you get comparators. If you don't, I can't explain them. Basically, the comparator's job. Okay, I'm going to try. Here we go. The comparator's job in Minecraft is to compare the inventory that it's connected to. But it does so in a percentage of the filled slots. That means that if you have a hopper with 5 slots and you put 1 item in that weighs 1 out of 64, you are now using in total the space that you're using in the hopper is 1. So the total space of a hopper is 64 times 5, so 320. Knowing that an ender pearl weighs 4 and a shovel weighs 64. Okay? So if an ender pearl weighs 16, a shovel weighs 64, and an item weighs 1, 1 dirt is equivalent to 1, if 320 is 15, it's equivalent to 1 out of 15, which is 6%. So it's 6% full. But having 2 in doesn't mean that it's 12% filled. Instead, it's now 2 out of 320 through 15. So 2 out of 320 through 15. Does that make sense? It doesn't make any sense probably for people. However, if I put an item that weighs 64 in, I immediately have filled this with a lot more items because I now have essentially, this always weighs 64 no matter how many items are in it. So right now I have 66 out of 320, which is represented taking up percentage-wise out of 15, it takes up 3. So I'm 3 of 15 there. So the most obvious way to look at this is right now I'm taking up 66 of the 320, and in percentage that is giving me a 3 of redstone. If I change this hopper out for a barrel has 27 slots, and then I put the same amount of items in here, you can see that this 66 out of the 27 times 64, which is quick maths in my brain, 1,728. You can see that now we're only taking up 1 of the 15th. But I proved that even with timing, I can lock hoppers, I can count to 2. The problem is the second iteration. The problem is if I put in an uneven amount at that point. Crafters, though, give an accurate read until 9 items. Oh, because they use different slots. You may be onto something there. They don't actually use the weight. True. That's a game changer. And if I fill a crafter, it goes round robin, right? It's actually a unique block in that way. Yeah. Okay, here we go. I didn't think about that. I thought that they would stack in the same slot, but of course they don't. That's why the crafters are so cool. Okay, so here we go. So are you telling me that if I Well, what's the cleanest way of doing this? It's actually using the comparator itself. Yeah, something like this. Hold on. That, and torch. Torch there. Oh, no. Not like that. I'm cooking. Hold on. I know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to get the least amount of blocks. Let's just do that and then lead this back in instead. So you're telling me that subtract 2 here. What's the quickest way of getting at 2? It's the lectern again, isn't it? Lectern is amazing. But for now, I could use a crafter, actually. Okay, so... There it is. I pay with 3. 3 went through. Is this not 2? It is 2. That's solvable though, right? Our problem now. Just do this. What happens if I power a crafter? Oh no, the other way around. Redstone torch. Was that 2 transactions? Did we see 2 blinks? I think so. I think so. Hold on. This should be 6 transactions costing 2 each. 1, 2, 3. And so there it is. And so there it is. That's counting the transactions correct. Okay, so what if I do 7? It's gonna 1, 2, 3, and now it should freeze here. And then if the next person pays 1, it should give them a transaction. There it is. That's my homebrewed little machine. It's gonna need another layer to it though. It's gonna also need to know if it's ready to do another armor stand. It can't just spam like this. So we already have a redstone signal per transaction now. That's this torch. So now we might want that copper bulb. If 1 transaction has happened, freeze. So if 1 transaction has happened, compare this copper bulb. Why am I building this under the ground? This is not where I'm going to have it. If 1 transaction has happened, turn this thing on and then freeze. Like hold, pause. So now only 1 transaction should be able to happen. Oh, that doesn't, yeah, okay. Okay. Directional redstone. That's fine. Just put the bulb here. with a comparator here. Redstone dust there, that there. So now when one transaction happens, freeze the rest. Freeze. Yep. 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 And so then the transaction, this line, pulse generator, run the thing, and then when the armor stand is broken, feed a redstone signal to the bulb here, allow the next transaction, which didn't happen there probably because I powered something wrongly. One transaction. Dispenser breaks the armor stands. There it is! There it is! So we want to put 6 tokens in? Sure. Transaction done. Transaction number 2 done. Transaction number 3 done. So if someone comes in and like spams the barrel with mission tokens, that's fine. The system won't break. What about odd numbers of tokens? Easy. Easy. It's going to be like if you put 7 in, you're helping the next hermit. You're giving one away for free, basically. Three transactions, and now it's going to wait till the next hermit comes in. The next hermit comes in and pays 1. Watch. Transaction successful. Wow. I can't believe we actually figured it out. That's great, though. That is a very... I'm trying to think about ways to break this. I don't actually think you can, because the input, this thing here, will be the filtered input, right? So all we need to do is to hook that hopper. Man, this is a mess. We hook this hopper up to this hopper, and it's actually done. Just for funsies. Should I wire this up so we can see it in action without moving it? I think I can. Like, it's super ugly. I need to move it, obviously. But just for funsies, I think I can wire this up the way it's sitting at this moment in time. Okay. There we go. The wires are crossed. Everything is perfect. Nice. Here we go. That's one transaction. I heard the hopper clock. We're about 2 seconds ahead of it. Nice. That's 2 transactions. Here we go! That's 3 transactions. Don't do another one now. There it is! I can just do this again. So, okay. Let me do this for YouTube. Here we go. Hey guys, we're back with some more Mission Possible stuff, and I have just been sweating installing this machine here, and now, for the first time ever, I'm gonna try it. Hope it works. Whoo, so excited. Let me just put these away. Not to editor, cut this away. Yeah, I'm so excited. Let's put these in here. First time try. And that should make 3 transactions. And actually, I'm going to add some midway through. Midway through, I'm just going to say, you know, give me more. I want 4 transactions in total. Okay, so there is our first hat coming. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not doing a YouTube video. The heck? You didn't actually believe that, did you? Someone did. That's sad. Here we go. Okay, that's 2. That's 2. Here's number 3. Oh, it's a thing of beauty, though. It's so nice. It's nice. Number 4. Yes. We put those coins in later. It's fine. It's fine. What happens now if you put in an odd number? Well, I mean, if I put in 5 coins, I'm going to get 2 transactions. The next person puts in 5 coins is going to get 3 transactions because there's 1 coin backlog. Okay. Nice. I mean, I'm going to rewire this. Move it and put it in a nice place. But I'm actually quite proud of this because we did this, not looking anything up. I also we need to add sound. Like the input needs to have like the nice ding sound. But I think I'll do that when I move it because of the fact that I have the hopper. So what I want to do is I want to move this module to here and spin it around in the right way. Like this doesn't need to be this big. Could maybe power it from another side. Honestly, if I just put the copper bulb on this line instead, that would help. So that freezes the hopper, yeah. Yeah, trial and error. But we got there in the end. I'm proud. Proud.